In this video particularly, I'm going to go over how to power 120 volt appliances and outlets throughout your house. This will allow you to use your light switches, your ceiling fans, everything like normal, as long as it's 120 volt power. It's very simple. This allows you to not have to run extension cords all over the house, which in the end is the affordable way to do this, but is a little cumbersome because then you got cords everywhere, you got to have enough length, and you got to make sure no one's tripping on them and all that stuff. So this makes everything easier using a transfer switch and this plug here on the wall. So stick around, I'm going to show you how you can connect your whole house up really easily. So the way I'm about to show you, you can do this with any solar generator or gas generator. It does not have to be an EcoFlow Delta Pro or anything like that. For me, one of my top favorites is the Titan solar generator. Obviously, we've got the EcoFlow Delta Pro. I've also got the Hysolis right here. There are a number of solar generators that this works really well for, and this is for 120 volt power. So we're not going to be running any well pumps or 240 volt power in this video. I'll have another video just for that. So the way we make this work is really simple. I had a licensed electrician come in and install a transfer switch. And basically what that means is we turn off power from the grid and we supply our own power from whatever means. In this case, it's going to be from an EcoFlow Delta Pro, and I'll have links for everything down below, but basically we're gonna go from our standard RV 30 amp plug. This is a TT30, and that's gonna connect to this L1430P cable right here. It's just a 10-foot extension cable. And then we're gonna go from L1430 to SS2-50. And I know that doesn't make any sense, but let me show you. So this right here is your average RV 30 amp plug. It's called a TT30. This one is a TT30R because it's a receptacle. This is a TT30P because it's a plug. So I plug this right into there. And then on the end of this dog bone adapter, we can see we have an L1430R because it's a receptacle. So L14 is basically the style, 30 meaning it's 30 amps, and R meaning it's a receptacle. So then here I have my L1430P, which then plugs right into here. And then from this right here, we're gonna go over, and it extends all the way over to here, and we have the L1430R because this is the receptacle. So now I have an L1430P going right here to this big plug right here, which is the SS250. Now you see this big metal piece here on the side. It's gonna go on the bottom left edge of the plug right there. So got the big metal piece right there, line it up, and push it in pretty hard, just like that. So that's how you make the connection. You would do this after turning off the breaker, the main breaker inside the house. Let me show you how that works. So now here in my laundry room where my main panel is, what I would do in order to run the 120 volt power is I would throw this main breaker. So I'm gonna turn that off, and then this is the actual switch. This is the transfer switch right here, because sliding this plate up is gonna allow me to then flip this breaker right here. So once I push this up, I'll turn it over, and then I'll be supplying 120 volt power to this side of the electrical panel. Basically, there's two bus bars, two big metal pieces that go through here. So I won't be able to run anything on the other side because that would be 240 volts. I'd have 120 here and 120 here. So I can run everything on here. So at minimum, it's gonna make life a lot easier because then all of my lights, my laundry room, my living room outlets, garage, kitchen lights, all of these things, I'm gonna be able to run. So that's the downside of using 120 volt systems to run an electrical panel, is not gonna be able to run everything. So the way to get around this is to have a sub panel installed, and the sub panel is what is going to be running particular circuits. So then I can choose to run my kitchen outlets and my bathroom outlets and my bedrooms and the laundry room or whatever. I can choose which circuits I want to have on there. That, or, and I recommend having a licensed electrician do this, move circuits that are in here to the other side. So for example, over here, it says bathroom outlet. So if I want to be able to run the bathroom outlets, then I can have my electrician rewire that breaker to the other side. So that way it's able to run off of that leg that's powered by the transfer switch. Now, like I said, I'll have another video about 240 volt power, but with the 240 volt, I'd be able to run both of these sides. So if I were doing this from the very beginning, I would turn this off and I would turn off all the breakers here just to be safe. Then I'd flip this up, flip this over, and then I would be supplying power from out there, and then I can turn on the breakers that I want and not turning on the 240 volt breakers that are here with these double breaker switches right here. And that's pretty much it. Basically, I just have to get power from whatever source, which in this case is a Delta Pro, to that outlet. that outlet's going to run all the way to the electrical panel to supply power once I've hit the transfer switch there. And then I'll turn on the AC power here, which will supply power to that side of the electrical panel. So hopefully I made this simple enough for you to follow. I'll have links down below for everything that I've showed here in the video, but have a licensed electrician install this, and then it'll be really easy to not be running extension cords everywhere you want. At minimum, say your fridge is not on that side of the electrical panel, it's a lot easier to run an extension cord inside from one outlet to the fridge or something like that, rather than running a cable all the way from out here all the way to inside where that equipment is. So thank you so much for tuning in. Be prepared. I love solar generators. You can find out all about them here on this channel, as well as at poweredportablesolar.com. You can get discounts and kits and all of that stuff over there. So be sure to check that out. And that's a really good way to help support the channel. I paid for this system out of my own pocket simply because of your guys' support. And so because of that, I try to bring you this content, which hopefully is really helpful to you. So thank you so much for tuning in. Be prepared, and I'll see you guys in the next video.